Social media from 2015 to 2016 was definitely a time to remember. Rice Gum had YouTube in a chokehold. Drake was on top of the music industry. Vine was still alive and making people laugh. And Instagram was the second biggest social media platform in the world. And with that came flexing. Today, flexing has become a general part of our lives. You don't even need money to flex. Guys flex their physique, their girlfriends, their status, their lifestyle. If they got it, they're gonna flex it. As with everything in pop culture, celebrities started it off, flaunting their cars, their mansions, stacks of cash, trips, tropical holidays. Basically, the message was to others, if you weren't living like this, then you weren't living. So like the sheep we were, we started to do the same. Posting in front of cars that weren't ours, going on trips we couldn't afford, and showing stacks of money that we were definitely holding for someone else. The term fake it till you make it never had so much weight as it did around this time. And for the people who didn't have money, getting a picture with a celebrity was the next best thing. Fast forward 10 years and we're still here. We got kids making the golden ratio with money spreads. We got babies wearing diamond chains worth thousands of dollars. And we got people renting out cars for the sole purpose of picking up girls at the end of a party. We're going to be talking about this flex culture. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subs. And leave a like if you actually enjoy the video. Now the question is, why do we actually flex? For me, I actually started caring what people thought about me and what I had around high school. But that's really because it involved girls. And that's one of the reasons why people flex. I'm gonna go through 5, starting with status and social validation from women and men. So like I said, I only started caring what people thought I had around high school. But that's only because if you wore anything except from Nike, it's like you were poverty stricken. You couldn't be caught with anything unbranded. And if you were, bro, just know the girls noticed it and the guys noticed it too. And you'd think caring what people think would stop there, but no. We've brought that straight into our adult lives. Guys flex for 2 things, getting women and getting respect from men. If any guy tries to tell you otherwise, he's lying. When they're not trying to get glazed by females, they're trying to get glazed by men.
Gross.
We see flexing everywhere, in music videos, in movies, in shows. In fact, if someone doesn't flex in something, we probably get the impression that they hide in something. Let's take Chris Brown for example. The change from this type of music video to this type of music video just proves my point for me. You know what's mad? It always starts with singers and or rappers. Anything, any trend, anything. It always starts with them. And that's fine. But then let's stop calling ourselves authentic, innit? Because if Central C posts a picture in a tracksuit, I know you're getting that tracksuit next week. If Drake is rocking a new hairstyle, all of a sudden you want to change things up. And that's calm, innit? That's calm. But then why you posted on Instagram with a caption, trendsetter fam? Another reason why people flex is because they're constantly competing. We all have or had that one friend who used to do way too much when girls were around. This guy will be bringing up money that you owe him from years ago, and it will be something like £10. Or if you two are chilling with girls, all of a sudden he's on a phone call arranging business deals, fam.
Bro, get your fat ass off the couch before you break it. Fat ass. God. What did I say? I can't deal with no brokey. And clearly I ain't broke. So, money right here. Oh God. What's up? What's up? I took your little ass up. Took your little ass up. Boy can't fuck with me. Oh God.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
And it's because they're always competing. They don't care who. They could compete with their brother, their friends, their cousins. Anyone can get it from this guy.
What do you mean by that?
Pause, obviously. You've all heard of the term going band for band. And if you haven't, it's usually when 2 people, usually men, because women refuse to participate in such activities, fam, go $1,000 for $1,000 and see who has the most. If we're being real, bro, it's like a dick measuring contest, but with money. But guys will flex like this just to prove a point. Let's say they're losing an argument. Let's go band for band. Let's say they're disagreeing with you on something. Let's go band for band. Let's say they bumped into you on the street. Let's go band for band. Any reason, bro. Any reason. But why? This takes us on to our next reason why people flex. Self-esteem / self-acceptance. If a relatively small guy bought a big car, big house, and big brands, the general consensus would be that he's obviously compensating for something. That could be his height, that could be his height. But either way, it's his money, so he can spend it the way he wants. But what if, because of this lack of self-esteem, he becomes a prick to every man around him that he either views as better than him or a threat? Now, this is why this is dangerous, because you don't realize the celebrities some of you worship are just like this guy. It might not be because they're small, but they're missing something. And so they take to Instagram and they spend money to fill that void, to compensate for that thing. And some of you guys will just copy, not knowing that that's the same impression you're giving off. Now, I want to tell you why this specific category of why people flex is worse than the rest. Now, these guys are a mix of both seeking validation and also that friend that does too much when women are around. He's the worst kind of mix, because this specific low self-esteem individual would ruin you before they even share a second in their spotlight. Let's give a little example. If any of you have watched the show Suits, this right here is Harvey Specter, and this right here is Louis Litt. Now, Louis prides himself on being the hardest working person in this law firm, and he should, because he is one of the best. But because Harvey looks better, is better with people, and everything seems to come to him so easily, Louis tends to get jealous. After all, he's not the best looking, he's short, people don't like him as much, and he always seems to come second place when it comes to Harvey. But this self-esteem issue didn't start when he met Harvey. It started from young. Now, Louis was the typical nice guy, the guy that parents wanted their daughters to be with. He showed up on time, brought flowers, dressed smart, just an all-around good guy. But he found out the hard way that those who follow the rules, do everything right, don't always end up with a happy ending. Sometimes it's people that tried so much less and got it in half the time. But then now, as a full-grown adult, anyone that comes into his territory threatens his way of life. Just know you're already on his list. Now, people like this are around you every day, and some of them don't even know you. So any shred of kindness that would come from him actually knowing you is non-existent. Moving on to our last point, why people flex. And this is probably the most valid and understandable one yet, is to make more money. People like to be around people that make money because they feel like they'll make money too.
W's in the shot.
And a lot of the times that does happen. But because of this, people exploit that knowledge, especially with the younger generation.
I'm sorry.
Take this guy, Iman Gadzhi. If you know him, great. If you don't know him, he sells courses. A range of different courses on a range of different topics. He posts videos showing his luxurious lifestyle, where he travels, where he eats, where he stays. And this is just an example. There's a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok and other social media platforms that do the same. They'll post a picture at the top of a penthouse and say, you could be living like this if you buy my course. They flex the cars, the money, the girls, the notion of an easy life to reel people in to obviously use their services. Now, obviously, this is a smart marketing tactic, but people don't realize, especially young adults, that the way they can show this luxurious lifestyle is because you're paying for it. You buying the courses equals them living a good life. Do you know how rare it is to actually find a mentor that actually does the course they're selling in order to make a majority of their income? The number is lower than 20%. And that's just for the course selling industry. But I'm not too against this type of flexing because it is a hustle, but you do get something from the course. And in return, the course seller gets money. In a way, it is mutually beneficial if you use it right. So flexing to make more money seems kind of valid to me. Now we've talked about why people flex, but flexing isn't going to go anywhere. But I'm going to tell you what will be the results of it. So teenagers, young adults, and adults themselves idolize singers and rappers, right? So some of these impressionable people will drop everything in order to pursue a singing career, a rap career, something in the industry. Usually this would seem like following your dreams, right? But no, half of these people that try now get into it purely for the money. Now, today you don't even need any talent to be famous. I could mention all the talentless singers and rappers right now, but I don't need people coming for me in the comments. Anyways, if these people don't make it, any self-esteem they had would be gone because they don't have money. They feel like they have no worth. They feel that if they're not rich, they're poor. They feel like they can't get a certain caliber of girl because they don't have the money to match. This is what is waiting for us after all this flexing. Not only that, but the course sellers I said were not that bad. We'll be teaching people to make money by any means necessary. And this would mean manipulating and tricking people out of their hard-earned money. Please make sure to subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subs. And leave a like if you actually enjoy the video.